Genesis 9, verse 6. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For God made man in his own image. Now, if anyone ever tells you that the death penalty is not found in the Bible, just take them to Genesis 9, verse 6. And the next passage we'll look at in Romans chapter 13, they both affirm the death penalty. But the reason I bring you here is because notice how it said, whoever sheds the blood of man, by who shall his blood be shed? By man shall his blood be shed. Now, God has already said, don't take vengeance into your own hand. We already saw that in Genesis chapter 4 with Cain and Abel and the cities of refuge. So what we realize is God is not saying that we should have vigilante justice. He's already said, don't do that in Genesis 4.
Yeah.
So the reality is, he's not saying if someone commits murder, you can go and kill them for what they did. Like if they, like a Hatfield and McCoy situation. That's not what God's endorsing. Okay? But he is saying by man shall his blood be shed. Why? Because there will be instituted civil governments that will restrain the violence and the evil on the earth. That's why God had to flood it in the first place. So they get off the ark, and God ordains civil governments here. And then you see these civil governments play out in the rest of Scripture. And you see it very clearly defined for Israel at Mount Sinai when God gives them a civil law for their nation that they are to abide by, with punishments for various crimes and things such as that. And there were a number of capital crimes for which God requires the death penalty. And it's not just murder, by the way. Also crimes like rape require the death penalty. And it is an injustice for our civil laws in our nation not to uphold these biblical requirements for justice.